Hello guys. So in our previous session we have already done this much cleaning. So here you can see we have done this much cleaning. We rename the column name, we drop the ID column, replace the a string nan value with the actual nan values and rename the column name. So I'm gonna implement the next few more columns that we have. So I'm gonna create a new city name and I'm gonna implement these things inside my function, this original function that we have. So what I'm gonna do over here is that, so one thing guys, I want to tell you that while creating a new column we will use assign, because assign is we use assign because while creating the column name. So here we want to create a new column name, city type or whatever it may be. So just because we want to create a new column, in simple word if I will say, just because of creating a new column, what I'm gonna use assign. So we use assign when we want to create a new column. This is the first thing that you need to know. And we want to convert the data type of the column. At that time we also use dot assign. So here this is the existing column name, you can see this is the existing column name, and from this column name I want to separate it based on dot split it on based on this res and want to get this first values for the entire series. So I'm gonna create a new column from this existing column delivery person id. Just because of that I will be using dot assign. So I'm repeating it again and again. Just because we want to create a new column we are using assign. So assign, after that what I will write over here, assign the column name that we want. So I want to give a name, city name or city type, whatever we can say. And for this, inside this assign function we will be passing over lambda. So what lambda does is that it will pass the current state of the data frame. Current state means, so I will just write lambda lambda. So it will pass the current state of the data frame. Current state of the data frame means the data frame that has all the column name in lowercase, the column name id that has been dropped, and the values that are string encoded with some empty place, that is actually filled with actual name values. Rename the column name. So I want this current state of the data frame. So whatever you want you can write here, x, whatever you want to write. So I will write here df underscore. So this is the current state of the data frame that we want, and after that we put this colon and df underscore, and we want to get this column. We want to get this column. So I will write this, and after that we on the top of this I want to split on the basis of what, res, and after that I want to get the first value, get 0. So the thing is that I forgot to write over here str. So because I want to access this string, the column name is a kind of a string, so that's why. So yeah, and I will execute this to know is it working or not. So yeah, it's working, and here you can see that the new column has been created, city name. So if you want to see the entire data frame, so you can see over here, before it was 19 column, after this it has become 20. So here you can see, sorry what is happening, sorry. Okay, so here you can see city name. This is the new column that has been created by this assign method and whatever the code that we have written. So we whatever we have written inside this, we have implemented inside this function. So I will go ahead and see the another column. Okay, so I will just analyze this column. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I will just copy it and do the same thing over here. SCB. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have the look over this column, what values consist. So okay, so this will give me series and I want to know what kind of value it consists, like this column have. So here you can see that this is the nan values, but here you can see guys, this is just because we are accessing this original data frame, we are getting this nan values with a string encoded, but in this function we have already fixed this kind of things. Here you can see we already replaced this nan values with actual nan values, np.nan. So just because we are accessing this original data frame column, so that's why it's showing. So we are not gonna look over this, but the thing is that what you have to remember is that is can't be like a string, it should be integer, isn't it? So we are gonna convert this data type, this is a kind of object, we are gonna convert this into integer. So for this what will I do over here is that I will as type float. So the thing is that why I have converted this into float, because this column has some missing values. So this column has some missing values, just because of that we can't convert this column into integer, and if we convert it into float, so np.nan missing value, that is itself yeah float values, so it is not giving me an error. So if so look at, if I will try to convert this into integer, then what will it show? It will show some error. So here it is saying that this is a kind of a string and we cannot convert this into a integer. So just because we want to convert this into float, and this is not gonna have bigger issue because 37.0 is actually 37 years. So I'm gonna implement this same thing inside this function. So what will I do? I will do the same thing, and inside this function I will be using dot assign, because right now I'm converting this into what? Sorry guys, we already use here assign and we are writing inside this assign. So we want to use this assign again, but the thing is that we are already accessing this assign because I am writing this code inside this assign function. Here you can see this starts with here and ends with here, but I am writing the code inside this parenthesis. So what will I do? I will not be using over here assign again, okay, but internally I am using, because I am writing this inside this parenthesis. So I already told you that for converting the column data type we will be using assign function. So just because I am writing inside this assign function, so I am not gonna write it again. I hope you got it. So what will I write? So I'm just gonna modify this age column. I am just gonna modify this age column. So what will I do? I will write age is equal to, okay, age is equal to lambda, so that after that we want the current state of the data frame, so that's why we will write here df underscore, and after that we will put a semicolon, okay, and after that we will write df underscore, and we will try to do the same things. So here instead of delivery person is, I will write is, because I am inside this function. Here I am inside this function and I have changed the column name to is, but actually I am not overriding this original column. I am not overwriting the original column. I am writing all this inside the function. So here you can see this, and I think it is gonna reflect on this. So just to cross check, what will I do? I will just write the age column. I will just extract this age column, okay, and after that I will check the data types. Here you can see the data types converted to float, but if I will check outside this function, then you can see our data type is still maintained. It will show sorry. So yeah, I will write d types. So I think it will fix. Yeah, here you can see that the original column is still object data types, and here you can see inside my function it is kind of float. So it is whatever changes that I am making, that I have made, it is reflecting on the only inside this function, not outside. And original data frame is maintained, whatever it is before and after. So yeah, and after this what will I do? I will just check the next column so that I can have the same operation on that. So I will just copy this column, and so it is a kind of a string, we already know. So we are gonna, so here you can see original data frame, it is a kind of object, rating. Here you can see. So I'm gonna convert this as well. So I will write the same code here. So what will I do? I will just write ratings is equal to lambda. I will pass the current state of the data frame, and after that semicolon, access the current state of the data frame and the column ratings, okay, and after that what will I do? I will convert this as type float. The same thing I will do, follow 80 float. So I'm gonna run this again. I forgot to write here comma, okay. I'm gonna run this again and I'm getting some error, I think. So yeah, I forgot here put this. So yeah, I'm getting. So here you can see or check this two column, okay, comma rating, and you will get to know is it whatever the changes that I made, it is reflecting on the column or not. Okay, it is giving error because it should be ratings. Is ratings, what happened? Okay, just to avoid the mistakes, what I will do, I already showed you the age column has been converted into float, and right now it is being converted into float as well. So yeah, this is it from my side, and I hope you enjoyed this session, and if you really enjoyed, then please do subscribe and like, and it will give me a motivation. So that's it from my side. Bye, have a good day.